Welcome back to the shed build series. So far we've put down the concrete base and made the wooden structure of the shed. In this video I'm going to be using steel box profile to clad the walls and the roof. Before starting the cladding, I put a brick edging around the side and the back of the shed to allow me to cut the grass right up to it rather than having to use a strimmer. I fixed the first sheet into place using Tek screws, sitting it on a piece of timber so it wasn't sat directly onto the bricks. And then held the next sheet in place, marked up the cut line for the angle of the roof, and then this got cut with an angle grinder. With that all cut, I could put all of the fixings in on the first sheet, again using Tek screws. If you don't know what Tek screws are, here are the ones I'm using. These are self-drilling screws that cut through the metal and then screw onto the surface below. In my case, the CLS and OSB. They have this washer on so that no water can get into the hole, making the fixing fully watertight. For each join, I use some mastic tape. This gets applied along each join to make it watertight. You simply then overlap the next sheet and put the fixing in. The fixings go in the valleys of the steel, and then on the join you use stitcher screws, which are the same as the ones I'm using all around. You get different size Tek screws for different uses, like these. These stitcher screws fix the joints together on the joining peak. I'm then using some plastic caps to cover all of the screw heads to match the black panels. I then carry on along the side walls doing the exact same method. These sheets were left slightly long though, and I'll trim these later with the angle grinder. This is actually a really easy process with smaller scale projects. You just need to get your first sheet nice and square and straight, and then the rest just follow that one. With the side and back walls all cladded, I can move on to the front wall. This was going to be done in wooden Loglap. I wanted to mix things up and add a little bit of contrast. My first board's going to be set at the door height, and I'm removing the tongue from this board for fitting a trim cover later. I'm using my lumberjack router table to remove this, and this is the first time I've used this tool in a proper project. What a difference this made. Trying to do this with a handheld router with the rounded shape of the Loglap would have been an absolute nightmare. Using the router table made it so much quicker and easier, and it reduced the mess massively, even though I forgot to turn the dust extraction on. I got this first board fitting accurately, as this would be the board that the rest of the cladding would go off. If it was angled wrong, the cladding wouldn't be straight. I can then cut and fit the rest of the cladding using my nail gun. If you're wondering why it's not all the way to the end in the corners, that's because the corner flashing will cover it. The cladding was still quite wet in terms of moisture percentage, so I buttered each piece tight up against the next one to allow for shrinkage when it dries out. This is just to stop any gaps appearing. With the wall cladding all done, I could then move on to the corner flashings. These were again fixed in using Tek screws and overlap each board to finish them off. In a couple of places I had to add some wooden blocks in to allow me to fasten the flashing to these. These were also left long and then trimmed to size later. You can see here how the edges of the Loglap cladding are hidden using the steel flashing. To trim the sheet and the flashing, I went up on the roof and I cut everything flush with the angle grinder. Then I was ready for fitting the roof sheets. These were done the same as the walls, lifting the first sheet into place, squaring it up and then fixing in place using Tek screws in the valleys. The mastic tape was used between each sheet again to keep them watertight. Then the stitcher screws added on the peaks and finally caps to cover the screws. Once the 4 roof sheets were done, I could then do the roof flashing, which consisted of the same 90-degree pieces as the wall, on the front and the back and on the taller right hand side. The lower side is left open for the guttering, which will be covered in a separate video. The final thing on the roof was to add some foam fillers to prevent rain or any debris blowing back up into the gaps in the flashing. With the flashing fitted, I just needed to remove the film from these and the cladding was all done. In the next video, I'm going to be doing the UPVC door restoration and getting that fitted, and then all that's left to do is get the guttering on. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future uploads, and I'll see you in the next one.